I really look forward to prom, honestly, and our graduation, and just like seeing everybody just all come together in our graduating class and us all just saying goodbye. Like even though we're probably gonna see each other in the reunion and stuff like that, but just parting ways is like gonna be emotional, but it's gonna be kind of like it's a new start, it's a fresh start.
Honestly, I just wish I was more a part of like the after school programs, like going to the football games and all of that stuff. I didn't really do any of that this year. I kind of wish I did more of that.
I really wish I could still be a part of leadership and that whole like this whole world. It's such a unique opportunity that I'm really happy to get. And with that, I actually wish I could still be a part of all the clubs and sports and activities I'm involved in.
Yeah, I feel pretty satisfied, but definitely ready to move on to the next step.
I just look forward to making the most out of spending time with my friends since we'll never be in the same place like this again.
On August 25th, 2025, L'Anse Creuse High School's 2026 class of seniors began their final year of state schooling. On May 19th, 2026, the seniors had their last day of high school. Finally, on May 26th, the class officially graduated high school. Between that August and May, what followed was months of bright spots, low spots, and some in-between spots. Overall, though, most of the class agreed on one thing, that we were glad that we were soon to be done with high school. The following is an account of that senior year and some of the lives of those who experienced it.
Yeah, I think I can recount how I felt at the beginning pretty well. I was pretty ambivalent to see how this year would go. A lot of change has happened throughout the past year, and I was kind of just curious to see how it all would play out.
To be completely honest, at the beginning of the school year, I was just ready to be done. I've never really enjoyed high school itself. I was in the midst of marching band season, so that's really the only thing I cared about. Like I would just want to go to rehearsal and get my stuff done, maintain A's, and just get through the days.
I was scared that I wasn't gonna know what I wanted to do, but now with like PanCal and like my different classes and like the creativeness I pretty much know what I want to do.
I was mainly just like excited to start senior year, and I think going forward, like that excitement has still remained, but also it's kind of become bittersweet because I know this is like my last year.
I was probably just nervous how much responsibility everything would be, but it's not really that much.
I definitely did have some fears because I feel like it's natural. I mean, we're seniors, we have our whole future ahead of us.
I had some fears. I was fearing just being an adult, turning 18, having to live on my own after high school.
I was overall pretty excited, not really worried about much.
This August, I was just like, I'm ready, last year, wrap it up, make it good.
I wasn't worried really at all because I know I have a ton of friends already, but just worried to continue going on with more AP classes, more difficult stuff and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't have any fears. I knew all my classes were gonna be easy because I didn't take any hard classes, and yeah, I had 3 years experience. It's pretty easy, 4th year.
I was going through a lot like over the summer, so I was wondering how I would be like emotionally throughout the year, and overall I was pretty good. I had like a few moments, bawled my eyes out, but moved on and just kept things pushing.
I honestly had no fears coming into this, honestly.
I was excited for a senior year because it would be our last year of school, and I was ready to be done. But I was also scared of losing a bunch of friends I've made that are underclassmen and stuff because I knew it would be harder to like keep up with their lives and things. But I was also just like kind of mixed emotions.
Beyond just our classes, other aspects of our senior year also changed.
This year my classes are a lot easier, I'll say. I've had AP and honors classes in the past, but this year I really just wanted to get some creative stuff in there. I've literally never had an art class, like ever, since middle school, but I get into my ceramics class and I made my first project and my teacher was like, why weren't you in here earlier? Like, this is the best I've seen from like a first student, like a first year.
My first 3 hours are more intense because they're all AP classes, but then my last 3 hours are a lot easier because they're
school store, leadership, and weight training.
I think they're definitely more intensive, but like the way my teachers give it to me make it more manageable. But it's harder, but it's more manageable, you know.
I think my junior year classes were the worst. Like I kind of had a lot going on junior year, so compared to last year, my classes have been more chill, but they've still been hard, and I still try and maintain good grades going into college and stuff like that.
There's like 2, I think, that are a little more intensive, but the rest are about the same.
My classes are a little bit harder than they would be like freshman or sophomore year because I just went in with a bang. I want to like challenge myself as much as I can just to make sure I get that like experience, make sure I like go out knowing like these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. Because for me, I'm not a numbers guy. Like I'm not a math, I'm not a science guy, and I'm an AP Chem and AP Pre-Calc. So I would say like that's my challenges for myself as compared to like sophomore year, junior year, freshman year.
Starting with my freshman year, they were slowly amped up till this year where I'm taking Calc BC, physics, calculus based, all at MST, and then A-Push, AP Lit. It's gotten harder, but it's been pretty sweet.
Some are more difficult, some are a little easier. I would say chemistry is a very hard one, harder than physics last year. AP Chemistry, yes. But all around, not too much worse, just more homework.
My classes are very, very easy this year, minus my medical class, but the rest of them are really easy. I decided to give myself like a little break from all the hard classes.
I took like less APs this year, so it would be easier, but they were still really hard APs because they're like, it's calculus and physics, and I took the harder calculus for some reason, and I think senior year burnout was just like getting to me.
This year I had AP Chem, and I dropped it halfway through because I did dual enrollment. I did electricity classes, so I would say it was pretty intensive because I had to, do college work, and I had the freedom of being able to go to class or not go to class. So, I mean, it was cool. It was a good experience because I am going to Macomb next year, so being able to go to Macomb and see how it works and all that other stuff, that really helped put into my mind how it works down there.
Definitely more harder and intense. I took 3 APs last year, and then I took 3 APs this year, but I definitely took harder APs like stat and AP chemistry.
10 times easier. I took honors and AP classes my first 3 years. Now I have none. I have a bunch of throwaway classes.
I took 3 APs this year, so and I only took 1 last year, so it was definitely harder for me. I'm not sure if that's the fact that I'm a senior itself or the fact that I took 3 APs, but I feel like in senior year, it just gets so much harder to do anything. Like doing simple assignments that would have took me 15 minutes last year, I just like can't do them.
As this is my final year of high school, I do think that I definitely obviously changed my approach to this because for me, like the first day I walked in here, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified because I went to private school and I didn't really know anyone coming here. I just thought, let's try, we're close, maybe I can make some friends and just have fun. But now that I'm a senior, like well established into the world of L'Anse Creuse, I can say that like I have the more confidence. I feel like happy, I feel safe knowing that I have friends that I can count on and who can count on me to just have fun and just be kids one last time.
I've definitely had to do a lot more out of school, especially with how my classes demand work and just like college coming up. But I've been pretty prepared.
In my past years, I like always approach school with wanting to like have perfect grades and like always just like being on top of everything. And I think like as a senior, I've realized like not everything always has to be perfect, and like you're gonna have to go through time management, and sometimes it's okay to like put more effort into one thing than the other.
I've probably just like learned to like accept not getting like a perfect score on everything. Like if I get a D, like I learned to like just kind of brush it off because it's like 1 grade and you can make up it,
I'm a lot more willing to do stuff this year. I'm not so worried about how people are gonna feel about me because I won't deal with them anymore. But I'm a lot more willing to do stuff, try new things.
As far as the way I approached it, I don't think much has changed. I've tried to take every moment I can with as much intensity, as much passion, and as much commitment as possible. I've focused on doing as much as I could as well as possible.
This year I've been able to use some of the same approaches I've used since last year regarding like schoolwork and whatnot. Just getting home and actually doing my homework. Think like right after practice, I have to immediately get to work and stuff. that kind of thing.
A lot more getting ready for life responsibilities, like dealing with like my car, a job, taxes, or getting prepared to deal with all that stuff more intensively.
I would say I tried more my junior year. Like junior year was definitely like my lock-in year. This year I did challenge myself with like the harder APs, but I didn't essentially put so much pressure as I did last year.
My mindset has changed in approaching like classes and things like that, like the work ethic and just like getting things done as fast as I can instead of like procrastinating as much as I can like I did in freshman year, and just like getting things done.
A significant change in how I approach things this year is just really taking my time with things, especially within band. I used to just like rush through it, get it done as quickly as possible, but this year I realized I need to slow down because I begun to like forget my first year. Like I don't remember much from freshman year because I was just trying to blaze by as fast as I can, so I really slowed down a lot this year.
At the beginning, it wasn't just schoolwork that the senior class experienced. Of all the events that happened within their first semester, it was the one that happened on September 27th that they felt pretty strongly about. In particular,
I felt pretty good about this year's homecoming. I had a pretty big involvement with it because I was the vice president of student council. I was mainly looking towards the pep assembly aspect of it though. I helped Cordell plan most of it. And as far as the actual event went, I think it went pretty well.
I can happily say it was a lot of fun. I got to spend a lot of time with my friends. Although there was one night, the night before, we had to decorate the entire commons, we had to decorate the gym. That was the biggest standout because it was just a lot to do in a very late night.
Personally, I love this year's homecoming. I've always been a fan of La La Land. Like that's what I decorated my grad cap on. So I loved the theme a lot, and also it was just really fun. I was with a really good group of people, band friends, and the decorations were really good.
I think it was kind of like better than all the years of high school. I don't know. Maybe because it was like our last one, but I had a lot of fun.
I actually had a super fun time. It was my first homecoming I went to, so being the first, it was obviously more exciting.
as the year went on, we had begun to think about what we were going to do once school was out. Whether we were going to get more schooling or go straight into the workforce was our choice. So,
after high school, I planned to go to Grand Valley State, and I planned to study marketing and film and editing.
I am planning on attending University of Michigan and studying something like biochemistry or biology or chemistry related. And then right now I'm thinking of going into pharmacology, but that might change.
I want to go to U of M if I can, and I'm hoping that I can like acquire certain scholarships and stuff. And after that, I want to major in biology or maybe biochemistry, and I want to eventually be an anesthesiologist.
I plan to attend the police academy at Macomb, maybe get an associate's degree in law, and then become a patrol officer.
Job-wise, I plan to be a mechanical electrical engineer. I'm right now thinking about going to the University of Michigan if I get accepted. And while I'm there, I'm still going to study mechanical electrical engineering. However, I am looking towards studying psychology as well, maybe minoring, or maybe changing my dual major to encompass psychology, and maybe pursue a career that involves both engineering and psychology, something human and people-based.
After high school, I have obviously like the regular, like I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go to Michigan State. Right now, I am heading in the law path, but I was considering like either law or medicine. I know they're very different fields, but I mean like what I want to do after high school, whether it's university, workforce, obviously we're going to start with state, but I want to help people. Like I want to make sure that like people are helped who actually need it.
I'm going to Macomb Community College for 2 years to do my general studies, and then after that I will be transferring to Wayne State or Michigan State and pursuing film, because that's what I want to do in life. I want to make movies and maybe do some video production as well.
I'm going to Michigan State University to study supply chain management at their Broad College of Business.
I'm planning to go to Macomb Community College, and the South Campus has a pretty good graphic design curriculum there, so that's what I'm going to be doing.
I plan to go to Michigan State. I want to major in mechanical engineering. I hope to join some clubs there too, potentially Baja Racing, and maybe some for fun clubs like water polo.
I'm planning to go to Oakland Honors College and going to do nurse practitioner.
I am going to be at Eastern Michigan University in the fall, and I'm going to be studying music education.
I want to go pre-med, so right now I put in neuroscience as my major for Wayne State. So, and I'm going to Wayne State because it's like a 30-minute drive, so it'll be easier, and I don't have to dorm. My siblings went to Wayne State, so it's kind of just like, it makes sense.
I'm going to Central Michigan University. I'm going to a pre-med program, and then I'm majoring in public health pre-professional. My dream is to become a psychiatrist. That might change after I'm done with my 4 years of medical school. I might prefer one specialty more. But that's sort of my plan right now.
To pay for my endeavors, I'll probably either just find a job close to Grand Valley, like, I don't know, I could dishwash. I've done it before, but I'm also gonna start my, doing photography and getting paid for it. I mean, obviously I'll start paying really low, but as I get better, I'll ask for more.
A lot of my college, my parents are helping me out with, but eventually, like, once I get into some type of career that's science health-based, I will be using that money to take care of myself.
My mom is supporting me. She is. Like, I work a job and I work a lot, but when I don't make enough, she'll like cover me.
It's like it's sort of like baseline support. Right?
Yeah. Make sure I'm like all good.
Right now I'm working, hopefully at Taco Bell in a moving company to pay for police academy and then become a patrol officer.
I'm currently applying for scholarships in order to help me pursue what I want to do in college. I'm also just trying to reach out to whoever I can to help support me. With that, I plan to apply for loans, do whatever it takes to pursue this career.
Right now, I will say I am going on like a little smaller scale support for myself because I can't I don't know, like the big $50,000, $100,000 job a year. I am just a frosty boy worker, but I do work pretty much like 4 or 5 days a week as much as I can just to try to make as much money as possible, as well as putting like a large portion of that money earned in like a savings account into just something I can like go back on in case I ever need it, and also for support. But I am also lucky enough that my parents did save a considerable amount of money for like my college for the future, so I have that to fall back on as well.
I work part-time at Jets. I do register, I answer phones, make salads and stuff like that. So I work there. I also do little side hustles like make videos for people, do like prom send-offs, do pictures, like pictures for people sports-wise and stuff like that as well. Very all over the place. Like I've done film competitions that pay me to make films for them as well. So I've made over like $10,000 just by doing those as well. So, you know.
I'm applying for scholarships and just looking at scholarships as much as I can.
Might, depending on how well I can get through that, I might take another 2 years in graphic design at another college, or I will just jump straight into freelance or find a company that would hire me.
I do work over the summers quite a bit. I also have applied for some scholarships to help out, but I am very grateful. I have my parents to help me out with a lot of college stuff, so I'm very blessed.
Yeah, I got a lot of scholarships actually, and then I'm going to get a job for once actually. Yeah, we got a lot of good scholarships coming. So
I got a pretty good scholarship. I got 8,000 for my GPA, and I got a legacy scholarship because my mom went there, so that will definitely help me monetarily. I also plan to work as much as I can during the summer, get 2 jobs, and also work at a coffee shop right nearby Eastern's campus.
I'm planning on like working for my mom. She's a pharmacist at Macomb Pharmacy and Wellness. You guys should check that out. Little promo right there. I'm kidding. But I'm planning on helping her with like she's a pharmacist, so just helping out in the pharmacy and just doing scripts and things like that.
I'm fortunate I get a GI Bill because my dad's in the military. So all 4 years of my high school are paid like 100% of my tuition. I also get an allowance every month to pay for housing. So for my undergrad, I'm pretty much set. But I do plan on working to save up for medical school because I will be paying that pretty much on my own and probably with some of my parents' help as well.
It wasn't just our schoolwork and thoughts of the future that filtered through our heads. Outside of school, we took note of some of the changes that had been taking place not only in our home state of Michigan, but in our country more broadly. As such,
watching politics evolve in the last 4 years has been a really rough ride for me. I'm someone who's very much on the left, so watching a very Republican administration come into power has been a little disheartening. I used to want to go into politics before I realized that music would make me happier because I just wanted to change things for the better. When Trump came into presidency a few years ago, I realized that even when we had a Democratic president, like the Republican policies were still present and still hurting America from the first Trump presidency. And watching it just get worse in the second term has been rough to watch.
If anything, they've become more like a public issue, like with ICE and deportation especially. That's kind of like blown up more in like social media and stuff. Like it's less of like a small issue, and it's like an issue for the whole world where like everybody can see it and notice it. So I think it's not just like a small group of people who want to be interested in politics. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of in it.
I'd say they've changed for the worse in my opinion, and I think they've impacted me a lot being a woman and stuff like that.
Over the last 4 years, there's been a lot that's happened, and now as someone who will soon be able to vote, it just goes to show that you don't really know everything.
I would say they have impacted me, and just in the fact of I'm paying $5 for gas now, which is a little ridiculous, you know, draining my bank account, and which is gonna suck because I have to go to college next year, so I don't really want to be draining my bank account right now. But also with the aspect of like destroying the environment, leaving all of the environmental protective stuff like that, like the Paris Climate Treaty, like leaving that and destroying our environment and drilling in Alaska, that's killing me because I'm a huge environmental activist. Like I care a lot for the environment.
American politics has changed a lot throughout the past couple of years. Not to delve in too much into it, but it has impacted me personally, and that would continue to no matter what, being a POC. I feel that there's a lot that we could change and do better. As with many things in life, everything can use growth and improvement, and hopefully we'll get there one day and find a better future where all of us are more welcomed, all of us can live in a reality where we're kinder and nicer to each other. And that's kind of where I stand right now. We can definitely use the kindness and love and support throughout our world and our government.
I definitely feel like people have gotten like more political. I feel like people are more open in expressing their beliefs, which good and bad thing. So far, politics haven't really impacted my life, but I understand that has severely impacted others, such as removing SNAP benefits.
Recently, they have affected not just me, but like a lot of people. Like being a minority in in America, you're always going to be impacted because you have a history. It feels like you're being silenced all the time, you know. So, you know, they changed laws like voting laws. They changed laws for schools to be able to learn our history. So it's hard to, you know, really pick up what your history is when there's so many laws being passed saying that you can't do this, you can't do that, and you're trying to figure out everything on your own, and they're like hindering what you can do as a minority in the United States.
I think in the past 4 years, we've kind of not developed, but rather like undeveloped. I think we're going back towards like a more exclusive place instead of including everyone. I think our country is doing a worse job at that, and I think it's really important that we get ourselves out of that.
I think a lot of politicians have been getting less professional and more impeding their own opinions on politics, and it's becoming more hostile instead of a more like civilized democracy, like what it was supposed to be, you know? It's just emotions now and just one side against another, and not people actually looking at what they believe in, you know?
Something I think was really influential to American policy this year was how we go about immigration. Watching like the funding of ICE go up exponentially, and like them being present in schools, like them like detaining families, taking children away, like that has changed how America feels about herself.
There's been a big debate around freedom of like choice, the overturning of Roe v. Wade. I think that's probably the one thing that comes to mind the most right now.
There's a lot of hatred going around right now. It's essentially like a civil war. They're just clashing all the time, and a lot of it was brought on by our president because he always talks about how he hates Democrats when it should be the United States, the people versus the problem.
There's been a lot to do with like a lot of uncovering and like developments in earlier subjects that I feel are like super important.
What do you mean by that?
Things we've seen from like the FBI, CIA, and stuff that has to do with like the Epstein files.
I'm not gonna say like the ICE movement is good, like it's not good at all, but like getting people that are like selling drugs and committing crimes and stuff like that, that's a good thing to do, but it's like there's certain ways you can do it to make it better and more, like you don't have to hurt people like that. Like there's always a peacefuler solution into like, you know, getting people out of our country, getting people regulated into our country instead of killing and doing mass genocides and stuff like that.
There's been so much to pit. Probably the tariffs that Trump had definitely had a major effect on our economy. Also, families' ability to afford health care, food, all the necessities that a human being needs to survive.
On February 28, 2026, during our second semester, the U.S. and Israel launched airstrikes on Iran, killing its leader and beginning the still ongoing 2026 Iran war. Given that our class was soon to be able to vote and to be eligible for military service, it brought a small yet noteworthy grim light onto the tail end of our senior year.
My thoughts, at least my stance, not in favor at all. It's unnecessary.
It's stupid. And we were put in this position that we didn't need to be put in for no reason. It's causing our gas to go up, even though he promised that our gas would be cheaper than ever before, and it's skyrocketing. It's worthless. There's people dying for no reason.
I feel like it's very unnecessary. It's like we butted in for no reason. I feel like most of those type of conflicts, we really don't have to like jump into right away. It's like, you know, we can just chill out and just let it, you know, do it by itself.
Very unnecessary. I think if you promise people America first, then it should be America first, not Israel first.
It's pointless. There is no cause for it. It is giving us nothing back at US other than raise gas prices. It's doing nothing but hurting people.
I do not agree with Trump being our president, and his policies definitely have affected me in personal ways.
I do not support him, just because he's not really a politician. Like, he's more of a businessman, you know, just his attitude. He's not a dignified president, you know.
I'm not a fan of him. I actually can't stand him at all. I don't agree with almost any of his political beliefs. I think that his behavior in office and out of office have been insane. The fact that he hasn't been arrested yet for multiple things is crazy. But like I was saying earlier with the environmental stuff, like that affects me personally because I want to travel the world. I'm not going to be able to travel and see all these beautiful places if they're gone.
I am not the biggest fan of it. I feel that with this comes a lot of negative impact for minorities, especially being a person of color. The administration has affected a lot of people I know, especially with the increase in federal agents, ICE agents, throughout our state and throughout our country. I know a lot of people who have been personally affected with their family members, loved ones being affected by ICE agents getting more involved in their lives. But as far as that goes, that's kind of as much as I have to say.
I'm not a fan of Trump. I really do not like that man. Never have, never will. The reasons I don't like him, he's a proven racist. Also, aiding in overturning Roe v. Wade, which, yes, are abortions legal in some states, yes, but in others, no, which means people have to travel thousands of miles just to get health care that they need. Also, women bleeding out in their cars due to miscarriages and pregnancy problems. Those are just like the major things of why I don't like him. I also think he's not very smart intellectually, and I would prefer if my president was able to speak in full coherent sentences.
I think like he's obviously done things wrong because like everyone does things wrong, but I would say like because of how loud everything has been lately, his decisions have made like pretty monumental impact on the lives of millions upon billions of people, not only in America but across the world.
At first, I was, I think, in support, but now nearing what, like it's been 2 years, so we're almost half.
Even that, yeah.
Yeah, nearing-ish 2 years, more like in the middle. Not really, not confident anymore.
As I am someone who's very much on the left, I am a little bit biased towards the second Trump presidency just because of my political views, but also I just think he hasn't done much good for the country at all. His second presidency has been marked by mostly just hate and not leading the country and getting involved with others. And I don't think that's what America should be.
Although that grim light was shown upon the end of our senior year, there were still other lights that were active. These lights in particular have proven to make clear what we will remember from this year.
You know, honestly, to be real, my senior year has been kind of rough. Man, with the way Calc has been going, it's been atrocious. It's just, the content isn't hard itself, but the way I was being taught it has been pretty difficult. Other than that, though, class has been fun. Physics, pretty fun class. Want to be an engineer, so want to go into that. Leadership and publications have probably been my biggest highlights. Being able to do stuff to lead throughout the school has been an amazing opportunity. being involved in as many ways as possible has been amazing as well. I think the other highlight would probably be joining the volleyball team and now getting to be the team captain of it, because this is something that I'm looking forward to and will probably be one of the best parts of my high school career.
My senior year has been great. I mean, I've loved almost every single minute of it. Friday night lights were amazing. I don't know if there's any bad parts about those. Senior year tennis, senior year lacrosse have both been great seasons. It's just been an overall good send-off. Can't complain about too much.
It's honestly been very good, honestly. The only highlight has honestly been my medical class, because we get to learn all types of new skills and stuff, so it's been pretty interesting.
Some really big highlights is obviously for me committing to college, I'm going to Michigan State, and also dealing with just all the feeling, the long hidden feelings that can arise with something coming to an end. But I would say I'm just trying to savor it like it's all coming to an end, but savor every moment I can. That's why I've been really spending my senior year so far, while also preparing for the future at the same time.
Inside and out, I feel like I'm definitely developing more as a person. And now that we're nearing the end of senior year, that feels very important, because I have to stand as someone on my own. So instead of relying on others, that's cool.
My senior year's been really good. I mean, it's still been stressful as all the other years, but also, I don't know, it's really bittersweet just realizing this is my last year with my friends, and I think because of that, me and my friends have been spending a lot more time together and stuff like that.
Yeah, I made a lot of money this year doing my film stuff. DECA, went to internationals, made $5,000 this year by myself, and with some of my friends as well. So it's been pretty cool.
My senior year, the high school part itself, it's really just been kind of boring. Going through AP classes, just trying to get through to graduation, it's just endless waiting. But the biggest highlight was band. Band has been a lot to me for the past 4 years. I was horn sergeant this past season, so I got to know a lot of the members in that leadership role, and it really changed me as a person to be in that.
I would definitely say homecoming was very fun. I would say that final swim meet was fun for me. That was super fun to get to close out with the rest of my buddies I've swam for 4 years with. I would say the boat regatta was very fun. I got to actually save some lives with some people drowning with their boat. So I finally got to use my lifeguard certification there. So very glad with that. And just the everyday stuff. I really just enjoy talking to friends every day in class.
I would say some highlights would definitely be my senior spring break. We got to go to Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican, so it was really cool to go there again. And I had a lot of fun. It was probably one of the best trips I've ever been on, but it definitely made my senior year.
When I think of favorite parts, my final swim meet, I got to do very fun stuff. Being my last one, me and my friends decided, you know what, we're gonna do nothing cool here. We're not gonna swim anything good. We're gonna swim just for fun. So I ended up swimming corkscrew for a 100 free, which was, not what you're supposed to do. But I did end up doing that and got a race against my buddy in that event too.
And my favorite part of this year is just being with my friends. We're all just having more fun because we know this is the end.
Probably just all my teachers. They've all been really nice and lenient.
I think my favorite thing so far has just been my leadership class, honestly, because it's been really freeing, and also it's been more work as a senior because you have more responsibility because you had that experience from when you were a junior, and just having more responsibility and actually having to put in work and seeing your work being shown or being the results of it basically is just kind of nice.
I think my favorite part of this year was just getting to meet a lot of people. Throughout my entire high school career and everything, I've gotten to meet a plethora of amazing individuals, but I think getting to see a bunch of cool people too has been a great opportunity, and I'm just really grateful to be able to make those connections and to leave the year like that.
My favorite part of senior year was one moment outside of school. I was with all my friends and we were just having a blast, and it felt like it was the past. It felt like it was just us. It felt like I don't have to worry about pursuing my dream or getting into college or my AP Chem test or like AP stuff, I felt like I could just like have room to be a kid again because we were playing laser tag. But I would say that because we all felt like we were very, very close in that moment, and we all knew like, hey, we don't want to let each other go in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months when we all move like to college and all separate. But I'd say that is my favorite movie.
I think this class has been a lot of fun here at Pankow. This is the graphic arts and design course at Pankow. But this has been pretty fun, and then spending time with friends, like at lunch, is always fun. So, and then my 6th hour, which is AP Lang, has been a pretty intensive but also enjoyable class.
I would say my favorite part about this year is having this time together with these people and like getting close to them. We're running out of time really fast, and we're all starting to realize it. So we're joining in together, talking to more people. People are starting to care less about what this person said to this person. It's just, this is real. We're gonna be gone a year from now. We'll all be in separate places. So that's probably one of my favorite things, talking to, just being in close, what is the word? Close proximity with more people.
My favorite part of this year was just probably like having more freedom to do whatever I want. Like I could literally walk in here and just like fuck around all the time. So that's been pretty cool.
Okay, well, besides seeing friends, I would probably say Pankow. You know, it's a great class, great program, and criminal justice too. Beautiful program.
Probably my favorite part is honestly Pankow. I always like going to Pankow, and it's always like so much fun going there. I get to wear scrubs like I'm wearing now. It's so much fun.
I would definitely say like I got closer like with a lot of people. I think since like we're all leaving, I definitely don't feel as much like tension between people. Like we're all kind of just like relaxing, letting things go, and just moving on.
My favorite part of this year has probably been just being in classes with people that I actually know, because every other year of high school was new people and I wasn't the greatest with talking and meeting new people, but now that I know everyone else, like, it's fun.
My favorite part of this school year has been when the band went to Western Michigan to perform as an ensemble. We were one of the only 2 high schools selected to do so. And for the past 2 years, Wind Symphony has been submitting videos to Western and the MSBOA to get selected for this. So it's really been a big progression.
A particular highlight from our senior year happened at the tail end of it, right before graduation. On May 21st, 2026, our prom was held at the Italian Cultural Center. For it,
my hopes for this year's prom is to just have a good time and hang out with as many people as I can.
I just hope it's really fun. I hope that it's not like a stressful time and like everyone like kind of just gets along and enjoys themselves and has that like fairy tale prom.
I hope I can practice some good dances at home to lead up to the actual day. I think that could be very fun. And I hope we have some good music too. That's usually a problem.
I hope this year's prom is as fun as it can be, especially since it's our last dance all together. And we're all going to be seniors, and I hope we all take lots of pictures and that it'll be great.
I'm honestly just hoping that for prom I get to enjoy every moment of it and just experience it with as much fulfillment as I can.
I hope it just ends with a bang because it's technically like our last time together as a senior class. And it's our last time together with our friends, but I hope it just ends with a bang and ends with a lot of fun and laughter.
My biggest hope for prom is that the music doesn't suck, because every homecoming, the music has been so god-awful that I'm like, what? How do I even dance to this? So I just hope prom's better with that.
I'm hoping that it's gonna be fun. I'm hoping we got a lot of activities going on. I hope the food's gonna be good. And I just hope the night as a whole just goes smooth.
For this year's prom, it better, if the DJ sucks, if there ain't good food, I will be rioting in the streets.
things considered.
I would say over the past 4 years, I've changed a lot. If you would have told me freshman year that I was going to be the senior class president and the leader of all sorts of other clubs, I wouldn't believe you. I thought you were crazy. I've definitely come out of my shell a lot more. Started to realize that it doesn't matter what other people think. I just do what I want to do and just have fun, live life. And I mean, in the past year, I got pushed out of my comfort zone a lot with having to run for class president and making myself like going up and talking to people and campaigning. That was really like the start, like the ignite of me coming out of my comfort zone a lot more.
I've gotten a lot more confident. I've gotten stronger. I started going to the gym about a year and a half ago. And I've been sick recently, so I feel a little weak currently, and I've lost a few pounds, but over the last year, I've gained about 30 pounds. And I'm a skinny guy, so that's big for me.
I think like throughout high school, you definitely lose and gain a lot of relationships, and I think that's had a big impact on me, kind of realizing that like, while of course everyone in your life matters, you have to also prioritize yourself and make sure that you as a person are growing as well.
The past year specifically, I've like been able to like accept, like I mentioned earlier, like not doing everything perfectly, like especially in like AP Physics specifically. David Kuznia put me through a ringer, and that was definitely the worst class. I would be happy with a C, and that really like made me realize how good I was getting it. You know what I mean? Not to stress about like the smaller stuff.
I think genuinely like just my mindset and just my friend groups too, like people that you associate yourself with, has changed from like freshman year to now. It's just like choosing who you want to be friends with for a long time and who you don't. See yourself like connecting with and like actually living a long life and a long friendship with. But also some changes have happened, like family things and personal stuff like that has like, you know, like pushed me down, but we stay up.
I think I've continued to really just like choose to be in the moment. It's so easy to look forward to the weekend, to whenever we get out to the next year, go to summer break, and I think with it all coming to an end, it's kind of funny to reflect on the moments where I remember just being present. And with that, I think this year will be one of those years where most of the moments I'll remember, and I'll remember being in the moment and present and just living with as much intention as possible.
Over the past year, like I've definitely have taken my education more seriously, and that's something I definitely prioritize in myself. I want to be more educated. I find it to be super duper important. I don't want to be oppressed. But I would say, yeah, definitely taking my education like more seriously, and I don't know, I guess becoming like a stronger version of myself.
Honestly, I'd probably just say like friend group wise, like that is really the only thing that honestly has changed throughout high school, maybe my appearance, but other than that, everything stayed pretty much the same.
Oh, dealing with Prescott. That has raised my emotional bandwidth and my ability to deal with annoying people by 10 times. So I can sit next to an annoying person for 2 hours and be okay with it because of Prescott.
I'd say I just feel a little more confident as a person over the course of my high school career.
I would say the best thing I've done is I started journaling like almost every night before I go to bed. That's really helped me out a lot.
I mean, that's just how high school goes. I mean, you just change going throughout the years, and the people you meet, you change all the time. So I think that's, you know.
I would say that I've changed because I sort of stepped out of my shell because I felt very just out of touch, like out of place. But when I did talk to my friends about it, they were like, do you like accept yourself for who you are, like follow your dreams to be in this movie, read this book if you want to, keep your head in the clouds, run with your imagination. So I would say that I've changed with like mostly the help of my friends.
I'm an entirely different person over these past 4 years. Like when I came in as a freshman, I really didn't know how to interact with anyone. Like I rarely had any friends. I think I'd only talked to one person, but now I know so many people in so many different grades. A big reason for that has been my leadership role in band. I'm a very social person now. Like I think I could get along with anyone, and I don't think I could have done that in my freshman year.
Is there anything you regret?
Honestly, there's not much I regret. I think that I would have preferred to get along with more of the high school class who isn't in band, but it was hard to get to know people who had an image of me from before high school and couldn't get out of it, because I do dress a certain way, I have certain opinions, and people tend to think of you a certain way when they see just the outside and not the inside. So I think I would have gotten to know people a little bit better, so that way they could see like who I actually am and not who they perceive me to be.
I kind of wish I played a sport, but your boy wasn't built for it. And senior year, I don't know. Enjoying it more, I guess. Being here a lot more.
I definitely feel like I've held on to stuff, like a lot of things I could have let go, like grudges and things like that. I definitely wish at times I would have taken care of myself better. I feel like I kind of let myself go to one extreme to another. So just regulating my emotions and chilling out.
I regret not making as many risks that I took. So there's a bunch of stuff I could have done, and I can't really go back and change that, but I wish I would have just took that risk.
I wish this senior year I would have done more. Well, more and less. I wish I probably would have not done so many clubs. While it has been a lot of fun being in these clubs. It's very draining, and it takes away my time from being able to hang out with all these people, but still managing to hang out with people while being in these clubs has been a lot. So I probably would have done maybe 1 or 2 less clubs and just hung out with more people.
Perfect, but there have been a lot of mistakes that I've made that have negatively impacted the lives of others. But I was able to learn and grow from them. But I do regret hurting those people, because it was not a good thing that I did at all. But I do regret hurting them very much. And for senior year, I would say I regret maybe just not keeping that joy.
I don't think so. I think I've done what I've liked and not participated in what I don't like.
I think with my time in high school, I regret not being completely focused, especially last year. I had a few setbacks, but other than that, I've always passed my classes, I've always done good, but I definitely lost a lot of my math ability and my focus to pay attention, which inevitably happened to everyone. But
I probably regret not doing more extracurriculars or joining more clubs, because here it's 5 days a week, it's so inclusive, it's hard to have anything else besides your one extracurricular, but it's really good for college, especially our band. I did band in middle school, so sometimes I wish that I kept doing it, but that one is so heavy, you know? So sometimes I regret it, but I'm happy at my free time.
Sometimes I regret not taking as many opportunities as I should have, but also I do realize that like taking on too much can really have a heavy impact on you and like your mentality. And I really did take on a lot, and especially like it's all come together like my senior year with all these clubs and everything in sports. But there's not too much I regret because sometimes I regretted not making enough friends who were like underclassmen and just being able to like influence people and have like that type of leadership, I guess. But I did make some friends.
One thing I really regret is taking an AP class. That was the worst decision I've ever made, is taking an AP class. Because I'm not really good at like social studies, and that was the worst decision about the house we ever made, honestly. But other than that, it was really good.
I think sometimes I regret not having more fun, and sometimes like I put too much effort in, which I know you've never put enough effort in, but sometimes I wish I just like took it more easy, but that's why I'm having fun this year.
No, I got to do very fun stuff.
I don't have any regrets for high school. With the way my past all kind of foiled out in the end, I've gotten to live life knowing that like, you know, every moment isn't guaranteed and that you should really just live every moment you can with as much intention as possible. So with that, I think throughout high school, I've really tried to keep this in the back of my head and kind of take it all in and do everything I can as much as possible in order to live without that regret. So I wouldn't say I have any. I think the only thing I could regret is just not doing more. But other than that, nah, there's nothing.
This is over. Oh, it's over now.
Bye.